that was college lifestyle. So you were going to parties, wasn't caring. You know what I mean? Like that was when you was making bad decisions.
What kind of decisions were you making?
Oh man, drinking too much, blacking out, not remembering how I got home.
Did you have dreads like Jesus?
Nah, I've never have. I've only had cornrows. I think I told y'all one time, and it lasted for a day. So
A
I w-
day. Oh, I think I
it,
seen a picture. I seen a picture.
you ain't seen no.
I
Rose,
did. You sent it to us.
Rose, Rose has a picture.
Oh,
You got
okay.
no picture of me?
No, of himself with
Oh,
cornrows.
himself? Yeah. See.
He he had those Kawhi Leonard braids.
Hey, there's this
But yeah,
dude.
every
There's this
time
dude.
hyphy came, every time any hyphy song came on back in those days, you just all you have to do is go dub, and people knew what you were doing. I remember one time I
Exactly.
forgot where I was at, and they weren't hyphy wasn't up to date then, and they played the song. Oh my goodness, they thought I was like a prince.
That's crazy. And if you was really good at going dumb,
Oh
they
yeah,
would think that you were from up there too.
yes. You ever try to ghost ride in the rip in real life?
Nah, I'm too scared for that. I'm
Andy,
too
I
scared
have.
for that.
And hey, one
Did it
time,
work?
yeah,
Yeah.
one time, Andy and I in high school, I was on top of his hood and Eddie was doing donuts. We were reckless. We got in trouble too. Reckless. I was hanging on to his hood while he was doing donuts.
Why? But why?
We were trying to go viral, but
I
we didn't
think.
have a camera.
Yeah, I was 16 and a half. I got my first bucket, you know. So we were just wilding, and it was right before class started, school started, and yeah, we got in trouble. But I could just remember Jesse hanging on to the hood of my car. But I
You were
swear
trying to
his
go
leg,
viral, but it wasn't even being recorded.
Nope. Lived in the memories.
yo,
Let's start off with we over here at 2 minutes in and didn't start the intro.
hold on. We keep playing the song. I'm gonna tell this story real quick too.
No, wait till after. Wait till
Yeah,
after.
I'm gonna tell you this too.
Ifandy can't help you.
Welcome back, by the way.
Welcome.
Hey man, this song is called Rooftop. We might actually be able to be on a rooftop this coming summer and play this.
Get that vaccine.
Get that vaccine.
Hey, shout out Canada. They're gonna give it out for free for anybody that wants it. What's up with America though?
America is the ghetto.
Man,
That's what's up with America.
yo, okay. So Jesse was so ahead of his time. One time we were in Vegas. Remember flip cameras, the little brick thing?
Yeah, yeah.
I had one, and this was like I don't know, 2005 maybe, right? And so Jesse, in the middle of the street in Vegas, he goes up to these girls, ahead of his time. He goes, "Hey, ladies, I'm going live," and they just looked at him. It was so awkward, but
Where?
See?
nobody even knew what live was though.
Dog, you was living in the future.
Oh my goodness. Hey,
That's
we over
dope.
here.
Okay.
You know what we living in now, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to start us off in this because remember this?
Yes.
Oh, this is the remix one I made.
Spit some, Jesse. Spit some, Blevins.
You.
Uh,
16 real quick?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Blevins got it in him. Yeah.
Uh, uh,
Come on,
let that be dropped.
get him.
Living in the Covdi. Oh, y'all don't want it. Y'all don't want it. Y'all
Damn.
don't want it. Y'all don't want it. Hey, I don't give it out for free.
He was living the Covidi he spelt out.
No, I spelled out COVID and then I said and then I just left it
You spell it Covidi.
at Kofevi.
I thought he was living in Covina. It's a city,
Man,
a city out here.
times are hard right now. I know we'll get into that in a little bit, how we adjusting and dealing with that. But I want to give a round of applause because NBA starts today.
Let's go. I just saw John Wall give somebody some buckets right now.
Hey man, so I'm glad to see him back.
I had a quick question though before we get into this. So Andy, you're you always kept your ear to the streets. You're always a hood representer, even though you never claimed anything, but you knew them gangsters. You never held them tools, but you know them guys that had them tools.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Power
So,
tools.
Gosh,
so
I want to
question:
know where this is going.
If an NBA player is affiliated with some kind of gang and they have to play for a team
Hmm.
that wears the opposite colors,
Okay.
how does that go in the streets? Is that like okay because you know it's not your choice, or
You
it's
you
okay if
you
you have like the opposite color under?
you know that's a really good question. So I don't know the answer to that, but I think you do have to go to the commissioner, and because he is like the head of all the gangs. You actually have to go see, and Stephen A. Smith. You have to call him up,
Got Steve.
and
You
he's
gotta get
if he gives you the blasphemy sign, that's blasphemy. Then you're solid. You're straight. And by the way, I've never claimed anything other than a coupon. So
No, I got you. So to get this straight, Stephen A. Smith is the godfather of all gang affiliation.
I
He
swear,
gets the okay.
you got to shoot him a text. You got to let him know if it's okay to be in the city, and if it gives you the pass.
Hey, shout out Stephen A. Smith. He got a new show on Disney Plus. Coming.
Hey, they making that they making that man work. Somebody said they making him work like rent is due 4 times a month.
He's
This man is
everywhere.
on the radio. He's on what is it? First take 2 hours out of the day to start our morning. He's
NBA
got a Disney
countdown.
Plus show.
Yeah, he has a podcast, right?
How do you
Oh
have
my
how do
gosh.
you have a podcast and a radio show?
Different channels, I guess.
And he's on
Yeah,
the
I mean
street.
different.
He
What is
does
he
it the
on
right way.
Twitch also? Huh?
He does it the right way.
So we
Well,
need to
Yeah.
be on
because
Sirius XM
no,
as well.
well, no, that too. No, because Breakfast Club does a radio show, but they count it as a podcast.
Oh, okay.
Damn, double
Thank
dipping.
Apple. It's okay.
Wait, so okay, Jesse, I know this wasn't supposed to be part of our topics, but you and I, huge TV people. Andy is coming around to being a TV person.
I watched Selena.
Okay, I know a lot of people were mad at that.
Yeah.
A lot of people liked it, but then they were mad that the girl looked nothing like her. But how hyped are you for all the Disney Plus? Damn, all the Disney stuff.
You're
the
hyped.
Disney Plus stuff that's coming, especially with the Marvel comic universe.
Man, obviously being a superhero fan, I'm excited. I know that they announced a lot of Star Wars, and I was never on the Star Wars train, but since COVID, I actually watched all of them,
Oh
and I
wow.
watched the ones that they came out. I just never watched the old ones,
Mhm.
so I haven't watched the episode ones or twos yet. I need to go back, which I did watch them back in the day, but I need to rewatch those. But anyways, I'm back on the Star Wars train. Like I've always liked them. I always enjoyed watching those movies. Um, but when they announced those extra shows coming out, I'm excited. I'm still on the Mandalorian right now. That's an amazing show. I think I'm about 3 episodes behind, so don't spoil anything. But when it comes to Marvel, Blade, man, I can't wait to see Blade. Like Wesley Snipes
Blade
did.
like Wesley Snipes Blade?
Oh, Blade,
Mhm.
Ali, your boy.
Oh,
What's his name?
Mahershala?
Yeah.
But it's supposed not that Wesley's gonna play it, but it's the same like concept.
Concept.
Yes.
Woo!
You didn't know he
Okay.
was on. You didn't know?
Nah, so first of all, I love Mahershala. Thank you. Yes, that is my boy, man. I love that dude. He's great. But the only I saw the list of all the shows. The only trailer I saw was Loki, and that excited me big time, especially because Owen Wilson is in that.
Nice. Yeah, he's supposed to play. So I think it was last year on Comic-Con, they were going all through their phases, and at the
Oh,
end
okay.
they announced him that he was gonna actually start off a Blade again. So I'm excited for that. Guardians of the Galaxy, I think that's one of the most underrated movies. They're coming out with the third one. I can't wait for that. Um,
Those are good movies.
Thor, yeah, got a lot of people are gonna be on there too. So, and then they announced that Black Panther 2, they're not gonna go ahead and recast T'Challa. They're gonna let him be the legend that he was, and that's pretty good. That's grateful. That's good because
Did
sometimes
they
people are,
shoot already? Like
I think they shot
any of
some.
it?
I think they shot some, but not completely.
Okay.
I don't think it was the whole thing.
And I
But
saw
they
Ryan
said
Coogler is still supposed to direct as well.
yes, and then they said that they were even going to do more shows based on Wakanda. So that's cool. Like other people in Wakanda, exploring different avenues in that. So no, man, I'm excited. Disney stock went up too. I should have copped, but
I saw that. I only have one share, but I bought it like a while ago, and I never bought more. I'm kicking myself right now.
yeah, I'm hurt,
You
man.
already
But
know when Disney open up, it's gonna go even higher.
yes, yes.
Disneyland, sorry, Disneyland and Disney World
Disneyland's
open
not
up,
open.
it's gonna go even higher. Hmm?
Disney
Nah,
World's open in Orlando.
Yeah, maybe there ain't nothing going on in California.
Galvin don't like Californians.
Gavin Newsom,
Or
yeah,
Gavin, yeah,
he
Gavin.
he on that do as I say, not as I do.
Oh man,
Man.
sounds like a
That,
business call we were on earlier.
that man has lost so much credibility. I know we might switch topics here, but we're all over the place. But he's lost so much credibility in California. Whether you like him or dislike him, I just can't take his word serious.
Yeah, I think the people that already didn't like him or don't like Democratic politicians are now really hate him
Hmm.
for a lot of the decisions that have been made. Him and Eric Garcetti too, the mayor of LA.
Do you think they talked to Stephen A. Smith to get the approval or no? They didn't go.
Anyway,
Black
back
Jack.
on topic. NBA is back today, baby.
Let's
Hey,
go.
subscribe, listeners. Sorry. Hey, welcome back. I know we got in a tangent, so pretty much we talk about a lot of great stuff during pre-pro. So we just want to make sure we give you, a little behind the scenes of what we're actually talking about. But welcome back. I know it's been about a week. We've been really busy, but we're here to deliver that good stuff. NBA's back. Make sure you guys subscribe. Boom.
Boom.
Deliver that good stuff. What is that good stuff? What is that good stuff?
We're just a deliverer of goodness. That's it.
Okay, all right.
Call me UPS.
NBA's back. What are you guys most excited about with the NBA being back?
I'm. Go ahead, Andy. Go ahead. You go first. I'll go. I'll go.
Well, I'm just excited, obviously, to have something to watch again. Even though there's been some good things on TV, but basketball is obviously my favorite sport, and there is nothing like the NBA. The entertainment is at an all-time high. There's always something going on, and then there's some really key players that I'm looking for this season, like Kevin Durant coming back. Obviously, Kyrie. We'll touch base on him a little bit. Even though Clay went down, I'm excited to see Steph, and I know that he's gonna ball out this year. The team might not do well, but I know he's gonna put up some numbers, and he's gonna have some fun with it because he's got some young guys over there. Boogie Cousins, John Wall, really happy to see them back. With as much trial and tribulation that they've been through. People like Derrick Rose, like I'm happy to see him still balling out there. So there's a lot of like storylines that are gonna that have happened right before the season's even started, and then as the season goes on, I know that a lot of the things will develop. So I'm excited. I'm super excited. I'm happy to see LeBron try to get this fifth ring now, bring it back home again, back to back. So super excited.
I'm excited for one thing only, and it's opening day, seeing those Clipper fans and the Clippers watch the Lakers get that ring on them.
Mhm.
I'm waiting for all the Clipper hate, slander. Shout out to PG. He got that max deal. He got that
Woo.
money. He got paid in his hometown. That's awesome. I I don't know if Kawhi's staying, but I just can't wait for all the Kawhi hate and slander and see where that goes. But shout out to PG getting paid. Um, I hope this year. I mean, I hope we're talking about predictions, but I hope that we could see the Western Conference Finals that the world wanted to see, the Clippers and Lakers, and then we show them what's up, so we could just end all talk. A couple years they'll be in their own stadium and they'll just be a thoughtless team and a
Like
thoughtless.
THOT,
Thoughtless.
That's Harden, man.
meaning like they won't have thoughts.
They will. Only if they're battling the Covdi.
So I'm excited. Well, you earlier were talking about like hopefully because the Spurs are supposed to allow fans back in come January 1st, supposedly, it's potentially. So they're playing the Lakers on that date. So you may get to go. Um, I want to be back in the stadium, man. Like I usually get to go to a few games a year. I'm glad that the games last year that I went to were earlier in the season.
Mhm.
So I was able to attend. I think I went to like 4 5 games. Let's see. So you came out here and
Mhm.
we got to see Giannis play the Clippers.
Yes.
I
Courtside.
went and did you say we sat courtside?
Oh, you were at courtside.
I was not
That's
courtside.
so
Um,
my story is I saw Blevin sat with us for a little bit. He was like, "I'll be back," and then you see him at courtside.
no. Oh my
He
gosh.
was over there next to Beckham.
Oh my
He
gosh.
was doing the halftime show.
Anyway, then I was able to go see the Hawks and sorry, I went to Phoenix was while I was on vacation and got to see the Lakers and the Suns. That was a great game. Then a few days after that, got to see the Hawks and the Lakers at Staples Center, and that was Kobe and Gigi were actually at that game. And it was crazy. I have that video on my phone of just us all cheering when they came on the video board, and that was a memory that I will never forget. And then I was able to go to the game against the Pistons and the Lakers, where AC had that dunk and everybody's behind him, and they have that great picture
Mm.
of LeBron, Dwight, and one more player right behind them. That's an amazing photo. So I'm glad I was able to go to those games earlier in the season, and I was so looking forward to going to a Laker playoff game for the first time. Well, I mean, the Lakers' first time being in the playoffs since 2000. What was it?
11.
10,
Was it?
11. No, sorry,
It'll,
13, 13,
okay.
2013. So it was 7 years. But my first time going to a Laker playoff game
Mm.
since, man, since Shaq was on the team. So
Dang.
I was really looking forward to that, and sad that we didn't get to see it. So hopefully this vaccine um, is able to get fans all over the country back in the seats, and hopefully in California and LA back in the seats as well. Because I want to go to a Laker playoff game. So that, and then I saw a question from people on Twitter. Do you guys think athletes, professional athletes, should be the first to get vaccines? What's your guys' opinion on that?
Mm, that's a tough one. I mean, I think everybody should get a fair shot at the vaccine. So I don't think that they're deemed to get be the first ones. I mean, there's
Okay.
people out there that need it way more than they do.
In
So I
terms of
don't
the
think.
general public, though, like obviously, yeah, healthcare workers, I believe, should be the first to get it. Those that are in uh, the elderly that are in care facilities, I believe that they should get it as well. But in
I
terms
mean,
of the general public,
at the same time too, like if you think about it, there's 450, 500 NBA players. I mean, that's
mhm.
like a tenth of the percentage, not even that. So it wouldn't even cause a
But
dent.
not just NBA. Think about baseball,
Yeah.
football, hockey, soccer.
I
I
don't know.
think so. I think they should because as long as they're trying to stay commitment to their schedule, because like look at football. Football is doing the best that they can, but I watched the game on Tuesday. I'm like, why am I watching the game on Tuesday?
Wait, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and
Yeah,
Thursday.
and Thursday. So then I'm like, because all these games keep getting postponed because these
Hmm.
people are getting COVID. So yeah, I think like instead of chaos, maybe more control of their schedule and having them stick to that. I think they should get it because it's going to keep them safe and obviously keep their families safe because they are traveling, they're all doing all that stuff, and it just sucks if they have to prolong or have to postpone stuff because one person got it, ball boy had it, and then now the whole team's out, and we got to play a triple header on the same day.
That's a fair take. That's a fair take.
So James Harden should get it first.
James Harden's out there.
Hey, he been. If we go get into him, he been everywhere. Before we get into him, though, Kyrie, man, Kyrie not speaking to the media. What's up with you?
Pong.
That's Andy's boy right there.
Andy's boy.
I think, man, I feel indifferent about him because I feel like I don't understand where he's coming from, but I also understand that you're allowed to have your own opinion. But if he signed up to be an NBA player, then there's some responsibilities that come along with that. And I think that he's not living up to those responsibilities. And at the same time, I feel like he's living up to like exactly who he is, and he's unapologetic about that. So I just also feel that there's a lot of kids that look up to him, and that's not the right message that you want to send at the same time. But I feel like it lands right in the middle because he's trying to speak his mind, but what he's speaking of doesn't really like speak to a lot of people, only a small percentage of people. So I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I'm in the middle with all that. What do you guys think?
I I think it could be frustrating. Um, this guy, I'm not saying he's a troll, but media this for the longest they said that he said the earth was flat, right? And media just clowned him for that, right? He's always known for that. They just clown him for that, right? Earlier they said something about him not needing a coach, right? Like Steve Nash, they're trying to
He
pin
said that.
KD and him. Yeah. But how, who knows how, what context and how everything actually
He
went.
said it. It came straight from him. It was on Kevin Durant's podcast, and he said it. So it came from nobody else but him.
Exactly. But maybe that's just how he feels. But I feel like media just tends to troll on him and they're just trying to pick on him. And maybe that just gets to him. Maybe that, sometimes you could only control so much. Your emotional intelligence could only be so high. And when the media is just, you get enough, you get enough. Coming from three guys, which we know sometimes we get pushed when we have enough, we got enough. So maybe, he's just like, yeah, I'm done. And it is only training camp. It's not like it's the whole season. Like it's one time. Like if he says, you know what, I'm not talking to anybody, find me 25,000 every game, then all right, that's an issue. That's not, but it's one time. Like nobody says anything about all the other people that said it. Marshawn Lynch went on there and said one word. So
I don't know, man. I think he brings this stuff on himself. And my issue is it's in it, like it's part of your job. If any of you, because none of us, we all work for the same company, we don't work for ourselves. If we decided we're not going to do a major part of our job, like, would we still get paid? No, hell no, we wouldn't get paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that happens, he brings on himself. Like he opens his mouth and says these things. So it's not 100% other people twisting his words or trying to put it in a certain light and certain context. Like a lot of it he brings on himself. And so he got fined $25,000, and the team got 20 fined $25,000 too, because on the opening of training camp he decided he didn't want to speak to the media, and he put out a statement. So they fined both of them $25,000. And you're right, we don't know, is this going to be a recurring theme, and he's just not going to talk to the media all season, all 72 games. And what do those fines look like? So he put out a statement, that he wasn't going to speak to the media or whatever he was saying, and then he posted today, I've had enough of someone else's propaganda. I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. I'm for justice, no matter who it's for or against. I'm a human being first and foremost. And as such, I am for whoever and whatever benefits humanity as a whole. Malcolm X was that supposedly what that quote is from, and he put year 10, but year X as Roman numeral. Then he said, "I pray we utilize the quote unquote fine money." So basically, he's not giving it any credence and saying it's not really real, for the marginalized communities in need, especially seeing where our world is presently. Completely, that part of it, I have some agreement with it, right? I have an issue of why there's money in the first place, like because he's not doing his job. But then what it could be used for, I agree with that. I am here for peace, love, and greatness. So stop distracting me and my team, and appreciate the art. We move different over here. I do not talk to pawns. My attention is worth more. I felt that was super disrespectful to
The media. or his
Yeah,
team.
to the media to portray them as pawns, like as individuals. Like I kind of see what he's saying, but just again, his words, the way that he uses them, like is pretty whack to me.
I saw a tweet right now because I'm reading this stuff, and I like to read these random tweets because thank you, Blevs. It says, "How soon until he throws Nash under the bus?" and gives three options: first 3 game losing streak, first 5 games Levert gets more touches than him, and then number 3, January 15th. And then somebody put under there, "What time is it now?" Question mark.
And the issue I was having in the group chat that I was saying earlier, okay, you have an issue with the media, but the media is why you get paid hundreds of millions of dollars. The media is why you're able to give back to the communities that you want to support. The media is why you have a shoe deal.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like there's a difference between NFL players who aren't as heavily marketed because it's seen as more of a team sport than an individual sport. And you see a helmet on their heads all the time, so you don't really get to see their faces as much. Only the people that they really want to market versus the NBA players because we see their faces nonstop throughout the game. You know what I mean? So the entity that he has an issue with is the same entity as why he's so successful in his personal life from his professional life and why he's able to do certain things and give back to people.
Yeah, they said bro got fined for using the First Amendment.
Hey, that's funny, dude. That is funny.
Oh man. But yeah, you're right. They get paid. He gets paid. It's in his contract. It's his obligation. Um, but the thing is, I think it's if it's Kyrie, if it's somebody that's making this much money, the spotlight is going to be on him, right? If this was Cook not speaking to the media, we would not care. This is not going to be a big thing. But since it's Kyrie, and the spotlight is always on him, and he decides to make the stance, it's going to happen. Just like
Mhm.
when Allen Iverson didn't want to practice.
Yeah.
But I guess my only fight about and being in the middle of it is like, is he not allowed to express his feelings?
Well, he said the world is flat.
But that's what I'm saying. That I
Which
mean,
is fine. Which is yeah.
That's all I'm saying is like we have a platform. It's Instagram. It's free. Obviously, it could be taken a lot of ways, and he just uses platform to just let everybody know how he felt. That's it.
This
He
this
kind
guy,
of reminds me of Kanye a little bit
he does
in
this
just how he moves and everything.
this guy dressed up like an old man and played in the streets.
Hey man, he's just living his best life. That's what I feel.
Yeah, he is, man. Shout
Hey,
out to
what's up? What's up? Somebody did a where in the world is Carmen San Diego swap and put James Harden. What's up with James Harden's world tour right now? Where he at right now?
man. I saw 2 days he was in Vegas. Like he was in the club, like in the dance floor. You would think he was in the. You would think if you have that much money, you'll be in, your own VIP. And I'm sure he probably does that. He probably did it so much he wanted to be in the crowd. Like he was just in there standing.
Is he still a victim of the Kardashians?
Is he even playing right now?
No, he got to wait. Supposedly he tested. Supposedly he came back from his world tour. So he was in Houston. He was in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't know. Meek Mill posted a picture with him. I don't know if they were together or if that was like recently or if that was an old picture. But he finally came back to Houston. He didn't report to training camp, I don't think, but he tested, and then I guess he has to have like 6 negative tests before he can participate in anything. Which I don't know if that means that he tested positive when he got his first test,
Mm-hmm.
or what that means.
I think it's an NBA protocol, so it's 6 days, and then they test once every day. So after 6 days, they can go back. I
So,
think that
but do you not think that he did test positive, considering he was in the club, he was in the strip club, he was a bunch around a bunch of thoughts.
No mask.
They were throwing money in the air, bouncing butt cheeks everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't think that he tested positive doing all that?
maybe the strippers got tested.
I think I think that could have been very.
When you got that much money, you'd be like, "Hey, you want me to throw it out? You got to get a test.
I'll
You
throw
want
it
this? You want this 3-stripe money, Adidas money? I need to
Can you
get this.
play what Steven Jackson said about him?
I sure can.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me, bro. I don't know. But you niggas is weird. One, to me, it's just simple. James Harden don't want to be held accountable. D'Antoni is the worst defensive coach in NBA history. Ain't gonna win shit. Ain't won shit as a head coach. And he easy to run over. So James is trying to continue to be around close to D'Antoni so he can't be held accountable. And then again, what type of dude is you? The Rockets finally get a young black coach. A young black coach get an opportunity, and you don't want to show up to camp. You don't want to play for him. How that look? And you wonder why every time a black coach get a job, they put him in the bullshit situation. Look what you doing. What a real one would do?
Is that it?
I guess.
Nah, that was more, but yeah.
His cousin.
So-
Some do
Oh, there.
Oh, there we go.
is go play for that black coach and make him look good and build with John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, some real ones. But obviously, you want to chase rappers around.
So look, this man had Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard is gone. He got him out of there. He has CP3. He got him out of there. He had Russ Westbrook. He got him out of there. In back-to-back seasons, mind you, right? So the issue to me is James Harden, and he's mad for whatever reason. I'm sure there's a lot of reasons, and he has every right to be. But have we ever? So a couple things. Number one, have we ever seen a superstar like do this, hold out in the NBA, the way that he's doing it, right? Being I don't know what word I would use. Non-existent, maybe. And
like non-cooperative.
yeah, okay, that we could use that word.
Okay. I
And,
could think. I could think
what
of
are your
one
thoughts
player.
on? What are your thoughts on what Steven Jackson said in terms of a black head coach finally getting an opportunity, and he's on a good team and has one of the best players in the NBA and one of the top players that we've ever seen in the NBA history, definitely scores. And now that guy doesn't want to go report to camp and really show him some love and give him a shot.
I could think of one player that did that, but social media wasn't out, and that was Allen Iverson, because he did it in different ways. I mean, he changed the culture, and his ways, his mannerisms, the way he spoke, etc. Right, his decision making.
But he did not play though. He wasn't doing that kind of stuff. He would play. He gonna put it on the floor.
True. I mean, again, I feel like people are people. And sometimes, like, not saying it's the best decision for him to make, because it's not, and it's sending the wrong message in the wrong way. But people are people, man. He's making an ignorant decision.
Insubordinate. That's what word we'll use. Insubordinate.
Insubordinate. And then when you got money, if you feel like you're entitled to whatever, you know what I mean?
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Hundreds of millions of dollars. That's the thing. The money will make you feel powerful, and that's what I think it is. He feels like he got the power, which he really doesn't. Not in this situation. The owner and the team does. But what are your thoughts about the whole, like, the black coach finally, Stephen Silas is his name, finally, and his dad was a longtime NBA coach as well, so he's been grinding it out, as an assistant in different roles within the NBA for years. What are your thoughts on him finally getting a shot, and then now this is the situation that he's being placed in?
Steven Jackson, that's the best point he could have made. Besides, James Harden's actions, it's like, yo, this is the one time that you could be part of something special. Whether you win a ring or not, like just the being part of that transition, and then that story, like that also can help your career, like in general. And, you can make something special out of it. But dang, man, imagine being like, that's your first team and like you have to deal with all that. That's a lot. And then to have John Wall, from what I heard, that John Wall and James Harden had spoke, and James Harden was like all about it. And then, like super excited. And then he doesn't show up to camp. So how does John Wall feel about that? You know, it puts everything in a disarray, I guess. Like
Yeah.
there's no unity, and so what a way to enter the NBA, your NBA coaching career. So it
Yeah.
sucks for sure for him. I feel.
I think you talked about earlier. Kyrie reminded you of Kanye West. This same thing, right? When you get money, you change. But I think maybe obviously we don't understand the back end of everything, but maybe he feels some kind of disrespect with the front office because his GM got fired, right?
Yeah.
So he's probably just throwing a little
And
fit.
coach.
Yeah, and coach, he's just throwing the fit because hey, my boys, that's kind of like if you guys were my peoples, right? And then you guys got let go and I still have to go show up to work. Like, nah, like you know what I mean? And then they give me Zoba. Like, okay, Zoba, we you were cool, but I ain't gonna work with you. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna show up. So
We keep bringing
so
Zoma up on this pod, man.
we gotta get him out of here.
Nah, I'd rather him just keep being the running joke. I'm just saying. But no,
But
yeah, and then this man is like trying to force his hand to say, okay, I want to go to Brooklyn. Then
mhm.
KD is like, nah, that conversation really didn't happen. Then it's like, okay, I'm willing to go to Philly as well. Oh, I'm willing to go Milwaukee because they see that he does not have the power. He's not the one that's in control. He's still under contract, I think, for another like 3 years, I think it is.
Mm,
So he's finding out like you don't have the leverage. Now, if it was only a year, for sure,
he'd
he's
be
in
out.
control, but that's not the case.
I give him 3 years and he'll be Carmelo. He'll be the new age Carmelo.
Watch him go to the Bobcats for just want to act up.
Yeah. I'm not saying that Carmelo's bad. Obviously, like he's a legend Hall of Famer, but like that whole Nick, when you have too much pride, you don't want to come off the bench, you don't want to be a role player. He's not gonna want to adjust. People are not gonna want to adjust to him, and it's just not gonna be.
Could you ever see him even being a role player though?
Not
No.
his style of play.
Well, but the thing is, he was a six man. He was,
Exactly. When he came into the league,
yeah, he
yes.
knows how, but it just got to his head.
And he played great defense when he first came in too. And then once he got that ball in his hands when he went to Houston and started scoring like crazy, his game completely changed. And I just don't see him going back to being that guy anymore.
Yeah.
Ever.
You think the best years of his career are behind him?
Nah, he's still
No.
elite at scoring. Like that's what some people made so many jokes about him being out of shape and still being able to give you 50s. Like we've never seen a guy with a beer belly be able to show up and just drop 50 on you
My
like
boy
it's
looks
nothing.
like he's a stack of ribs right before the game every day.
The crazy thing is like he's not in the and I can't talk. He's not in the greatest shape, but he got in amazing shape before the bubble.
Mhm.
And we saw him running hills and all kind of stuff. And this dude was mad skinny. And then he gets there and he looks the same as he looked
He ate
before.
all the
It was
churros at Disney
weird.
World.
He was on them shrimps, huh?
He was on them shrimps. Bubba Gump.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. But what are our predictions? What we think? Who we think? I'll have a list of all the different awards that there are.
All right, go ahead. Are we just
2020,
going off top of the
2021
dome?
predictions.
Off the top of the dome, yeah, just off top.
Top of the.
So Giannis was MVP last year, back to back MVP. Jesse, who do you think is winning MVP this year?
I think if KD is healthy, they're gonna give it to KD.
Okay, Andy.
Oh, yeah, I'm going for KD.
I,
I
th- I
thought
think
about that.
I think NBA's Gian. They have Giannis on notice. Like he ain't all about the hype. Go
Okay.
ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you good. I thought KD as well. I think that's a strong possibility. Um, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm really trying not to be a homer right now. I really wouldn't be surprised if 80 won MVP as well. And the reason why I say that is because LeBron is in year 18, and they're gonna make sure that that man gets rest and is ready for the playoffs. So, and we already saw, he was given AD a lot of the scoring responsibilities last year. And
Mhm.
so I could see that happening even more since we know, as they say, AD is the now and the future. More of those scoring responsibilities and, more of the workload. But it depends on how much, AD plays as well to keep him preserved for the playoffs also. So I would not be surprised if AD wins. I would not be surprised if KD wins. Decent
80,
defensive
80 or
player of the year.
KD.
That's right.
AD. I hope AD needs it, man. I hope
So
AD gets it.
Giannis won defensive player of the year last year. Um, even though it should have been AD. Who's gonna win this year?
Jesse,
I got AD.
AD.
I'm gonna be biased because I want him to win because he was robbed last year. So 80.
Yes.
I'm gonna say AD only because Jared Dudley said that he's gonna win it. That he's on a mission and he was not happy that he didn't win it. But I wouldn't be surprised if Rudy Gobert wins it again. He has an opportunity to get a max contract. I don't know if it would be wise to give a center a max contract in today's NBA, but I would not be surprised if he ended up winning it. What
would
about?
that be his third one if he won?
I know he's won one before. I don't know if it would be number 2 or number 3.
Okay.
Six man. So that was Montrez last year.
Trez.
I'm sure he'll be coming off the bench this year. Who do we think wins it this year?
If I'm gonna throw a wild card out there, if he comes off the bench, I'm gonna say D Rose.
Okay.
Oh,
That's a good one. I can see him in the top 3. Jesse?
Man, you know I want Caruso to win if I.
Nah, I don't see that happening.
He's not going. He could be most improved if he really balls out.
I think so.
MVP maybe, but not 6 men. Not just joking. Not 6 men.
Montrez might get it because he's.
You think so?
I think he's gonna start though.
I don't see him starting. No, I don't see him starting. No.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh, Marcus All, and AD. You're right.
Yeah, I think.
Schroeder was runner up, so I could see him, but I don't have one. Sorry that I can't make a decision, but I don't have one. I think Schroeder has a strong possibility because I think that and that depends on if he starts or not, right? I think him. I think Spencer Dinwiddie. If he doesn't start, I could see him or Karras, one of them two, winning in Brooklyn. Or I'm trying to think. There was one more person that was off the top of my head. I'll go with them. Either somebody from the Lakers, Schroeder, or somebody from the Nets, either Karis LeVert or Spencer Dinwiddie. So I would go there. I know there was somebody else that was relevant that I could see, but I don't remember who it was. Rookie of the year.
LaMelo.
Think so?
I think so.
Bold.
Because I think he has a team.
He said he wanted to win.
Yeah, he did. If he says he wants to win, that means he's gonna go for it.
Depends on how many minutes he gets, because that Denver has a stacked squad. So I don't know how many minutes Bol ends up getting.
Didn't he play last year?
He did, but he didn't play till the bubble because he was hurt. He had back surgery, so that's why he fell as low as he did in the draft. And then he played on the G League team, and then he didn't start playing for the ball club, the main ball club, the Nuggets, into the bubble. So he's still eligible.
Got it. I think he has free range. He's going to be able to play. He's going to score up a lot of points, and I think that's just going to get him to the top.
You talking about Ball?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he has. I mean, that's his team. Like that, we know that. So he's gonna, like you say, he's gonna have free range to do whatever he wants, and I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people. I actually like him. I think he has a good opportunity as well.
I'm gonna go with Obi Toppin for the Knicks, either him or Tyrese Halliburton on the Kings. So I don't see. You said Bobo. I don't see Bobo only because he's on a good team.
Yeah.
Usually rookie of the year in most cases, like it's got to be somebody that's carrying their team. So I mean, LaMelo is definitely a possibility, but I think it'll be one of those guys that's gonna have to score a lot. So
I think LaMelo has the opportunity to take his team to like an AC, depending if he has a good support system. Like he just needs one or two extra players that can score at least like 16, 18 points each, and they have an opportunity because the East is weak when it comes to that 6, 7, 8 slot. So
yeah, Charlotte ain't all that, but I mean you got Gordon Hayward, the Great White Hope, is there. Um, they trying to put some people in the seats by bringing him over.
Yeah,
And
he
then you
fits the
got Devontae.
demographic.
I think they still
Yeah,
make playoffs.
yeah.
Charlotte still makes playoffs.
You
I
got
think
Devontae Graham is there, who was a surprise last year, and then you got Rozier, who's there as well. So I agree with you. I could see them being an AC. I
who
think the
who
East is going to be tough
who's I forget his
with a
name,
lot
but
of
he played for
losses.
North Carolina, the point guard.
Cole Anthony,
Cole Anthony, where did he go?
Orlando Magic. He just hit a
Mm,
bucket I saw before we started playing. Before we started
I
to
think
get
he's a
on, I saw him
sleeper.
playing.
He's a sleeper. He might he might surprise some people. He's a sleeper.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. Anyone?
Um, Most improved. So Brandon Ingram. Sorry, last year, John Morant won Rookie of the Year. Most improved. Brandon Ingram won last year,
Mm-hmm.
and he got a big bag. They gave him a max contract. So who do we think will win most improved this year?
Jesse,
I would say Zion.
You think so?
I think so. I think that'll be mine.
Why?
I can't pick Caruso, right? Because I want
Why you say Zion?
I don't think because I don't want to hate on the Lakers or be on their bandwagon, but I'm just thinking that he's probably healthy. He's gonna get a full year on him. He's gonna probably average more points than he did the games that he played. What he played 24 games last season, so that's technically an improvement. So I think I could say get them giving it to him.
I'm gonna say Malik Beasley.
Malik?
Oh man, we've been off for 2 weeks. We didn't even get to talk about Malik Beasley and the
Hey
Larsa
man,
Pippen drama.
that's because
Oh, I wish we had the time.
he's studying the Pippen moves. So it's only
Oh
right.
my goodness, man.
It's only right.
Who's the man, Malik or Chris Humphries? Which one? Who's the man if you had to pick?
Humphreys.
Humphries, he married Kim,
I'm sure he got
For
some
a
type
couple
of
of
settlement.
days,
Yeah, he got a settlement.
but which one? Who's the man though? Who's the man? Like if you had to pick, like who won?
I think Humphreys in the long run killed his NBA career because he was actually solid. He was a 10-10 guy, and he was actually pretty good. But after all that, like,
So he lost.
I think he lost. Malik Beasley still has an opportunity.
All right, cool. All right, so we're good on NBA, man. Let's. Go
I didn't get to say mine.
Oh my!
We still got Coach of the Year too.
I think Michael
ahead, go
Porter
ahead.
Jr. is gonna win most
Oh,
improved.
okay.
So he balled out in the bubble. He got to show himself, and I think that's gonna warrant him some more time, playing time. So I think he's gonna win most improved. Coach of the Year. That was it Billy Donovan
From
last
not
year?
was it? I thought it was from the Bucks. Homeboy.
Budenholzer? I don't think it was him.
It was
I
that
don't
was the
remember
year
who it was.
before. Who
Yeah,
was
the
it?
year before.
It might have
Let's
been
look it up.
Donovan. It might have
I
been.
think it
Donovan.
was Donovan, but I'm not sure.
They
It
need,
was-
to,
I'll look it up while you guys say who you think your coach of the
they
year
need
is
to
gonna
give
be.
Vogel his respect, man. So I'm gonna shoot for Vogel.
If Vogel can take the Lakers to the number 1 seed
Nick
again.
Nurse. It was Nick Nurse.
Oh, Nick Nurse. Okay, well deserved. If he can take the Lakers back to the number 1 seed, even through COVID and everything like that, I think he should get it. If what's his name? What's his first name? Silas from the Rockets.
Steven Silas.
Okay, so if the Rockets can get to top 2, top 3, he should be Coach of the Year with
gonna-
everything.
Before you go, Blaze, I'm gonna give you a hot take.
Okay.
They're gonna give it to Steve Kerr.
Mm.
They're gonna give it to Steve Kerr. They're gonna have an amazing season.
What is amazing?
Pride season? Just what above their expectations, I should say.
Okay.
What is the expectation?
Above their expectation, not to make the playoffs.
Nah, they still got a team to
I
make the
think-
playoffs.
Yeah, like 5, 6, somewhere around there.
I know they're still ranked high. Yes, I agree. They'll still make it. But I'm just saying they're gonna have an amazing bounce back season. Curry's gonna go off MVP status. Green. Who else do they have? What's the
James
guy?
Wiseman, Kelly Oubre,
Yes. Who's the guy?
Andre Wiggins, Andrew
Wiggins.
Wiggins. Sorry.
Andrew Wiggins. Yeah, Andrew Wiggins is gonna be crazy balling out,
Oubre, man. Oubre
and they're
is a
gonna
nice
give
pickup.
it to him.
And then they had some good players from last year that came up out of nowhere.
Pascal, what's his
Yeah,
name?
Eric Pascal. Yeah,
He was dope. I actually like him. He's like one of those players at 24-hour fitness you want on your team.
he's a baby Draymond.
He is.
Once it's time for them to get Draymond out of there, he's taking his spot.
Yeah.
That's my hot take. But go ahead with yours.
Coach of the year. Mm, I think yes, I agree with you. Vogel should get it if they're number one again, which I believe they will be, barring COVID and injuries. I'm gonna go with Steve Nash. I'm
Nice.
gonna go with Steve Nash, and I know he's gonna look good on the sidelines too, man.
Mm-hmm. Live.
So they're not making him wear any sport coats anymore. So I think he's gonna look fly on the sidelines.
Steve Nash is a what do they call those guys that are just cool? What is it?
A hipster.
A hipster. Yeah, he's a hipster.
Trendsetter?
I see.
And
it,
he's
yeah.
in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He's gonna be
Yep.
good. He's gonna
Yep.
have. Oh, Top Man went out of business, huh?
Did they?
Something Top Shop, Top Man.
Top
I don't know if they went out of business or bankrupt or what, but I believe so. Yeah, something like that.
Got you.
All right. Well, we could lead a little bit more into COVID then, because I know that those are some of the repercussions of COVID. So we can
Yeah.
transition there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man, we had some unfortunate news. Just somebody that we worked with in the past is not really doing well um, from COVID. Definitely been praying for them, and want to send well wishes to their family as well, that they're able to fight, this whole situation. And it's been tough, man, hearing about that. And once I heard about it, I shared it with some friends in my personal life, and it's interesting because um, I shared with them that was going on, and I was kind of shocked that it's happened because it's a young person, somebody who's in their 30s, right, and not really doing well, from what we believe to be COVID. And some of the people that I shared it with, they opened up about things that's going on in their life too. One friend was talking about how their aunt had just passed a month ago, not from COVID. It wasn't related to that, but their aunt passed, and then that they had a friend who has a coworker, and the coworker's parents had passed from COVID, and then their sister had just been diagnosed with COVID as well, and I think was in a very bad spot, and it's not looking good for her either. Um, and so, had I not shared that with them, I wouldn't have known that that's going on in their life. And then I shared it with another friend, and they let me know that someone that's in their immediate family was going through the same thing, and that they eventually passed as well. Some days later. And again, had I not shared that with them, I would have never known. And even for me, like, there's going things going on with, family members that I'm related to and their health as well, right? I don't share that with a lot of people. Um, and I say all that to say that we're in some very trying times right now. Obviously, right? I think the three of us are very blessed that we haven't been affected from a financial standpoint this year, although millions of Americans and a lot of people all over the world have. But even with work right now, like we going through a whole lot of stuff because of COVID and you know not being able to be at work and all kind of stuff, right? But we got to check on our people way more frequently than we do, man. Like because these are not normal times. Like
Yeah.
we already deal with difficulties as it is. I just think that this year is a added layer and level of pressure for a lot of us. And when you don't check up on your people, you don't really know what they may or may not be going through, what their struggles may be, right? Or somebody close to them, right? That may have them, going through a lot emotionally. Um, so just check up on your friends. If somebody crosses your mind, you know, whether something happened recently or, a thought from the past, a memory from the past, came into your mind, just say what's up to them, man, because that may be what they need to, help with the healing through
Hmm.
the difficulties that we're all facing. And, it may be able to take their mind off of something for a little bit of time when, they're going through the stresses that we're all facing right now. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely
Go
agree.
ahead, Jesse.
No, I agree, man. It's crazy when you told me that news, and it's just like, man, although I wasn't really as close to her, I know her, but you still sympathize with that person because you know them, like you interacted with that person, you're around that person for multiple hours, right? It just sucks that that's happening. I got some news too that somebody that works with me too, uh, they're not doing well, and just they're leaving a son behind, and that's just heartfelt. Like, hey man, it's just tough going through that, right? I have a close one, a super close family member that uh, just is fighting it right now, like just finishing off. Luckily everything's fine, but it wasn't looking good, during those times. So it is tough. I think it's hard to deal with it because, yeah, maybe we are so accustomed to it, or we hear about it in the news, so but then it kind of hits home when it's someone that's close to us, but then we tend to bottle it up and we don't really share it with people. And sometimes when you express yourself about it, I'm sure your friends and yourself felt the same way, like it's a great relief to talk about it, or just to bring it up, like, hey, you're not the only one. I'm thinking about all this stuff, and I'm at work, I'm thinking about all this stuff that's going on, and I'm like, dang. And I was talking to somebody, and he was like, yeah man, my friend just passed away yesterday, COVID. I'm like, dang, and you're still here? Like, you're at work? Like, he's like, yeah, I got to do what I got to do. I'm here. Um, but he just felt like, hey, this is people are not taking it serious, and he was just upset because he lost somebody close to him. And I'm like, dang, everybody has it worse. Everybody's going through something, and it's just like, if he didn't share, or I'm like, if he didn't share that with me, I wouldn't have really appreciate that moment. I'm like, hey man, I understand where you're coming from, and you could be able to relate. And I think sometimes people just need to vent. He talked to me, and he talked to me about 5 minutes of what's going on, how he felt, how upset he was, and I just let him talk, let him vent. Like, go ahead, man. I understand how you feel. Like, it sucks that we're working during a crazy pandemic. We have to keep everybody safe, and it's frustrating. And we have to bottle so much stuff up, and we have to like release it somehow.
Yeah, no, it's tough, man. It's everything that you both of you guys are sharing, and obviously prayers to that individual that you guys are speaking about. I didn't know, I don't know her, but I've heard a lot about her, and doesn't matter if I knew her or not. Like, that's the part that I think that we're all missing, is that we are so out of touch with what's going on in the world, only in touch when it starts to affect us from the people that we know. And I think that that's a part of the problem. And so Royster 59 said, check up on your strong friends. And I know I've said that to Jesse in the past. And I think that that's so true, that so important that we do that, because a lot of people that we deem to be those strong individuals are probably the ones that need it the most. Just in the last few days, like, I've heard, just from just asking, like, hey, how are things going? I've heard two people that had family members that committed suicide, and they're both 22 years old. And I think to myself, like, I had chills in my body because of it, because I can't fathom that, like, how can you get to that point? And when could have somebody interjected and just sent a text message, or just said hello, or just asked a simple question like, what's going on, are you okay? And then maybe that could have been the reason why, suicide wouldn't be an option. So I've had family and friends that have dealt with COVID and been tested positive and all that good stuff, and it's it's a mind it's a mind like trip, because I feel like, yeah, your body goes through things, but I think that mentally you go through even a worse cycle, because you just get put into this weird place where you start to question a lot. And are you ask yourself, like, are you gonna be okay? And I know that we are not a religious podcast, we're not, but I think in these times, people really need to find some type of a belief, whatever that is, whoever that is for them. They need People need to find somebody to believe in, that where they can find strength other than what the world offers. Just because I feel like that's something that's also missing. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So I'm glad that you opened it up like that, Blevins, because I think that we definitely have a lot of fun on this podcast. But at the same time, we're human beings, and we all deal with things, whether they happen to us or the people that we love, family or friends. We're all going through things, and the best thing that we can do is just support each other, because the only way we're gonna get through it.
Reach out to a friend.
Yeah. And rest in peace to we had two um black icons
Mm-hmm.
in the entertainment industry. Not super like on a Denzel level or,
A list,
um
maybe
yeah, right?
listers.
But memorable, right?
Mm-hmm.
From a lot of different projects. Natalie DeSelle Reed passed away. She was only 53. Tommy Tiny Lister passed away as well. I believe he was 62. So I just want to read off some of their resumes. So Natalie was in Baps, amazing cult classic. Another cult classic, How to Be a Player. She was on the Eve show for a while. She was in Rogers and Hammerstein's Cinderella with Whitney Houston. Whitney, is it Whitney Houston or Brandy? Brandy, sorry. Um, was Whitney Houston in that
She
too?
was in there too, though. I
Yeah,
think she
Whitney
was in
Houston
there.
was the fairy godmother, and Brandy
Yeah.
was Cinderella. Whoopi Goldberg was in there as well. She was on that. She was in Set It Off. She was on a show with Holly Robinson Pete that I liked that didn't really last that long, but called For Your Love. So a lot of different movies, but definitely Baps and How to Be a Player and Cinderella um, were some memorable performances that she had. And then Debo, Tommy, Tiny Lister, was in Friday, obviously, next Friday. He was a wrestler as well. So he used to challenge Hulk Hogan back in the 80s. He was the president in the Fifth Element. I remember him from that. He was in The Dark Knight, Lil Nicky. He was on Martin, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Jackie Brown, Posse. I Got the Hookup. Man, Universal Soldier, The Wash, Players Club. Like you could go on and on and on. A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Uh, man, let me see. Yeah, a bunch of movies, man. Like these people were definitely faces that we remembered and played roles that will forever be ingrained in our minds. So
Rest in peace.
Rest in
rest
peace.
in peace to them.
I wanna tell you guys a quick story
Yeah.
on the since this was on the sadder side, but since we're on the thing of COVID, this is a little laughter for you guys. So we got tested yesterday. Just to get something happened. So we just want to make sure we're in the public, make sure everything's good. So the person went. We got tested in our nostrils, and they did it the old school way, where it went all the way up to your brain. Tell me why they did it to my wife, and it got stuck in her right nostril. She was so hot. It got stuck. The guy was like, "Oh,
He was yanking
You
it.
should have recorded that, man.
oh man, I should have been." I felt so bad because I was all sneezing because I had got it first. But man, just get tested, man. If you feel any symptoms, stay home. Keep each other safe. And it just takes one person that has it, and it's just gonna spread. And
Yeah.
keep
Damn.
yourself safe. You feel symptoms, get tested so you know. And when they say quarantine, stay your butt home.
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
think
Please.
the guy pulled out a thought, like or a memory?
Yeah, she was like,
Forgot
"Who
Dude,
are
something.
You
I had to
talking
make
about
it
stay
a lot
home?
bigger.
Them people that knowingly had COVID and was on that flight.
I didn't hear
I
about
haven't
that.
heard about
Yeah,
that.
I think they. I don't want to. I might be wrong, but I think they were going on a flight to like Hawaii or something like that, or coming from Hawaii. I don't remember,
That
but
don't surprise
they
me
had
though.
tested positive and they were on the flight, and now they're banned from that airlines. And somebody said
How'd they find
that
out though?
I don't remember all the
Mm.
details of how that was the case, but um, the world travels fast, man. Like
Yeah.
you can't hide from nothing in the year 2020 and going into 2021, man.
Yeah.
But I think people were recommending like they should be banned from flying, period, and that people should sue as well because that's negligence.
That is. Yeah, that's not cool, man.
Like
So-
that's crazy. And then so I'm disappointed in them, and I'm disappointed in y'all because you guys didn't watch the Gucci Mane versus Young Jeezy versus,
I watched.
even though.
Hold-
Go
I
ahead.
watched the first hour. But remember, they had you waiting for an hour, so then I only got the first 15 minutes. Really?
So y'all didn't watch that. I want to know: are you gonna watch Keisha Cole and Ashanti?
Yes. Are we just doing a quick prediction? Or are we going detailed? Just quick.
Quick, yeah.
It's next week. When Saturday?
Tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Is it?
I think it's tomorrow.
Let me look it up.
I thought it was next week.
Let me see.
Keisha. I'm just gonna say that I feel Ashanti will win.
Saturday. You're
Tomorrow.
right. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm off. I'm
So you
doing
got
it.
Ashanti. I think I have Ashanti too, even though it's going to be close. What's your score?
12-8.
Who?
Ashanti.
Who you got?
I probably the same 12-8.
I'm gonna go 12-8. Keisha Cole.
Okay.
But here's the thing: Ashanti sung on a lot of other people's stuff, and I don't mean like, oh, I'm featured. I mean like some of J Lo's hits was Ashanti.
Yes.
Like she sung it as like a reference track or whatever, or has vocals on it. So I'm gonna go 12-8 Keisha, but I reserve the right to change my mind.
It just depends if Ashanti's able to play those songs or not.
You know what?
I don't think she should.
She own them. Why?
No, she young.
The producers play the songs that that they own. The writers play the songs that they do.
That's
Even though
true.
some of them are artists with their
That's
own
true.
stuff.
Okay, so who's gonna put on the best show though? Because you know they're
Keisha is hood. Keisha is hood, and she already had her own show with her family. And then
that's
with
true.
her mom, Frankie and Nene,
Mhm.
Yeah.
they had their own show too. So Keisha, is gonna put on the show for us.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Keisha is gonna.
I hope she has the red Kool-Aid hair, and I'm excited to see their outfits as well. I know Ashanti probably gonna have some baby fat on or something like that.
Is Ja
The
Rule
little
gonna be
terry
real?
cloth jumpsuits that they used to wear back then. The juicy couture.
Hey, but is Ja Rule gonna be there?
He has to.
Okay.
He better
Okay.
make some sort of appearance.
What about Lloyd?
That would be good too. A
Yeah.
Murder Inc. That would be good.
What about Young Jeezy?
That would be good too.
Because weren't they together? They were together, right?
Where are they? I don't know. I don't know
That's
their
what I-
personal life.
That's what I heard.
That's funny. Well, we'll tune in tomorrow, and then next week we'll go into details about what happened and see if our predictions are right. So let me write that down. 12-8.
12-8.
With a question mark next to mine.
Question
He
mark.
reserves the right to change his mind.
Did y'all buy anything for us to even talk about weekly spins?
Nah.
I got a coffee maker. That's about it. A
Okay.
nice one. A nice one. Cold brew has a built-in frother. It even has the herbal tea you could put in. You could either put coffee or tea.
Andy,
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't get nothing. I'm on a budget.
I did.
What'd you get? A house.
It was something like
Got
plain a vacation,
Where you going?
Where you going?
Paris
Hey, let's go. When you going?
next month.
That's what's up.
No, I'm just joking. Not next month. 2022, March 2022.
You booked it now?
I booked it now.
All right, I guess
You get a
They
good
let me.
deal?
It was like, yeah, and I had to pay like $200
Damn.
down.
If I
Okay.
tell you,
So it was flights and room as well. It's like $1,500, something like that
okay,
It's
not
for
like
bad.
two.
Hey, we always give you food. You always give us food recommendations, and we go and we appreciate you. So I'm gonna give you one, maybe two, maybe even three, four, five. But
Give
I'm
me
gonna
all of them, but guess what? I better be able to afford it because I know y'all like to go
you will.
hammer.
it wasn't
You
too
okay
bad.
with spending 300 per person? That ain't for me.
Occasionally, Andy, being with Andy, we actually had dinner like under the Eiffel Tower. I'm like, how is this possible? There ain't no restaurant near sight.
I
Like,
did see one that's on the first level or whatever.
no, we were like,
No,
it is like right there. Like,
It was like down the street.
no,
no,
I saw that there's a restaurant that's in the Eiffel, a bar. Sorry, they have a bar and restaurant,
that's
but
in
a
Las
bar
Vegas.
that's in the Eiffel Tower. I want to go to that. And
Jesse
then I
get you
saw
in.
that also that Milan, Italy is only like an hour and a half away. And I looked up plane tickets for March of this coming year just to kind of get an idea. And it was only like $70 round trip. So I'm like, I might have to hop, skip, and a jump over to
The the
Italy
train.
as well.
The
But
trains are cheaper.
yeah, the train too, because a lot of people go to France and they take
Uh,
the train straight into Spain.
how long did it take though?
I don't know, but it's cheap. It's like,
Everything is like an hour away or less.
All right.
hey, but
I'm
shut up,
gonna
man.
need
That's
some
good.
suggestions.
That's
So
good.
I'm excited for that.
A couple
Excited
couple
for that.
years to plan.
Exactly.
You might have a
I'm
little.
overly cautious.
You might have a little blevs running around by that time.
And guess what? They either coming or they not. They get left at home or they coming right along. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Hopefully I do. Hopefully I do. That would be great. And Snow comes back from training on Monday, so we excited for that,
Oh,
man.
nice. You'd be like, sit, sir, sit.
All
All right,
right, we'll go to Viber now.
All right. Who did the El Capo? Jim Jones.
That was me.
Oh, you already know who did that.
Man.
Hey.
Nah, it's a dope song. It's his
Goonie
intro.
goo goo.
It's the deluxe
Hey.
version of El Capo that he released last year. Go ahead.
Dang, I wish we would have been able to talk on Clubhouse last night. Somebody did a Dipset versus G Unit.
Ooh. Was that Rory from
got-
the Joe Budden podcast?
Nah, it wasn't him.
Oh, okay.
I got Dipset. But we'll get on that. We could get on that next week.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this is what, election?
Yeah. And I really enjoyed it because Jewels is on it, and it was really good to hear a verse from
He
him.
back.
What
Yeah.
about Mark Skillabilla?
He was on the last album too. Like I forgot where he's from. He's from somewhere from Europe, but he has a dope voice. So yeah, he's
He's
dope
from
too.
Paris.
Is he?
I don't know.
Attack them all. These jewels that I drop are considered an extra blessing. Cause I be so far in the ocean, it's hard to get reception. Hello? Trying to find a high
Hello?
spot in the middle of Bahamian waters. My neck and wrist be so wet, it look like I'm playing in water. These niggas mentioning my name like it's no repercussion.
Them
They
got
be
them
acting
ad-libs.
like they deaf, they ain't heard that we be bussin'. Now, my nigga, the watch is too. Timers on my neck, still swinging like Costa Zua. Bitch, I'm a mobster, I like to eat pasta too. You need to check my file and then drop the drop or two. The Lamborghini all black, just like my history month. Facts. Luggage with LVs, I put that shit in the front. I thought he ride a shotty like that bitch had a pump. To F&N on my waist, that got a kick when it jump. Never thought I'd make it out of here.
Mark Skillabilla.
Tell you all your troubles disappear. But they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't.
He was on Police.
Got tables that roll down to eat when we in back. We got tables that roll down to eat when we in back of the rows. If money wasn't so sweet, I'd be attacking my foes. They be looking at the drip, but I buy the rack full of clothes that keep them lawyers on deck in case we snatched by the poles, nigga. You probably couldn't understand these scenarios. I had dance fever for that white girl like Danny Terrio. All these heinous acts I saw and endured as a kid.
And we got A1's verse butt jewels.
It's okay.
So I'll go next. So I found this guy Noble Life. I was on Twitter. And I saw this video and this thing was hilarious. It's called Dance Off. And the video is dope. It's a song he's feeling himself, but his boys got them guns in the back. He got them tools, you know.
Oh,
The one I sent you.
yes, hilarious.
So I want to go ahead and utilize my platform to have these
To
120.
promote weaponry,
Give him a few views.
the Thule.
So it's a song called "Dance Off." Noble Life. This is crazy.
Cute, but don't you go act a fool. I'm with the gang and they brought the tool. We'll turn this to a day. I'm with the gang. They came to pay. I'm with the gang. They gon' go pay. I'm with the gang.
These dudes have assault rifles in the back of the video,
I'm with the
man.
gang. They came to pay. You go to work, but we move
To a
that.
dance
You tell a
track.
lie every night.
You
That's
go to
a
work,
new
you
cat.
move that.
Niggas lie for the kill, where they do that. Niggas soak up the drip.
Sounds
we
like
just
they playing-
ooze
they should be
that.
playing this
You
somewhere in
talking rock
Jamaica.
right now. You act out cause you got
Wind
the
it
crowd.
down.
Niggas talk tough, think I'm all alone. But F in the corner and he got the chrome. Ladies love me, but they can't afford me. Might move the white out the house like I'm Corey. Not like me, your bitch adore me. Flow so cold, oh yeah, I been naughty. Shooting not nice, call him Baca. Got a bad bitch, hold me down like Hinata. I move the grams in the crib like a rocker. Married to the money, tell her meet me at the altar. Wait, be rude. Yeah, I'm nice and I'm cute. But don't you go act a fool. I'm with the gang and they brought the tool. We'll turn this to a dance. So, turn this to a dance. Hey, I'm with the gang. They came to pay. I'm with the gang. They gon' go pay.
These Apple
I'm with the
reviews
gang.
are longer now.
They
We
gon'
need
go.
we need a remix to that with the gang.
Hey,
That'd be
A&R.
hard. Black Wall Street.
I can see him spitting on that.
Yeah, get on it.
For sure. All right,
He's in
Bless.
Dubai right now.
I thought I
God,
played
man, this
This
came
was
out
one
a
of
little
my-
bit.
This is one of my Viber Nas.
Well, then I'll change it then.
No, it's good because I love this song. They probably
Let
forgot
me
about
do
this.
something different. You
No, it's
want,
not prior to you coming.
huh?
I think maybe this was no.
Play it, play it, play it, play it, play it.
Oh,
We
this-
got Thundercat, Mr. Thundercat, Dragon Ball, Do-Rag. Love this song, man. I love his lyrics because none of it makes any sense,
Yeah, I agree.
but it just sounds great.
I feel kind of fly standing next to you. Baby girl, how do I look in my do-rag? Would you tell me the truth? Stay with me and love me through the night. Endlessly, I'ma keep on all my chains when I'm making love to you. Hold me close and let me squeeze you tight through the night. But baby girl, how do I look in my do-rag? Would you tell me the truth? Do you like my do-it? Watch me go zoom, zoom. Baby girl, how do I look in my do-rag? Would you like the truth? Stay with me and love me through the night. Endlessly, I just wanna know how you feel. Tell me, am I doing it right? I may be covered in cat hair, but
Covered in
I
cat
still feel good, baby.
But I
Let me
still
know
smell
how do I look in my do-rag? Don't lie to me, let me rock you all night long.
Have you seen the video for it too?
No, I need to watch it.
Yeah, watch it after this.
I wish I had dreads, man.
I'm sure you wish you had any hair.
I would even do the St. John and just have like one long one. I'll be bald, but just like one. Give me one. I don't even need 13, 14. Just give me one.
Why don't you do the ponytail?
You could be
in the
like
back?
Stevie Wonder and have it like your hairline start from the back of your head and just have long predator braids.
I might have to do something like that. I just want one little string, like in a random place. Might have to cop one. That was a good selection, man. I really like that song, and I need to listen to that Jim Jones album. Next week, tune in because we're gonna go give a deep recap on the new Kid Cudi album, episode 27.
I'm trying to listen to it. This is episode
Yeah,
27.
and episode 28.
Yo, I'm looking at Homeboy's picture. This is the hardest picture, though, honestly.
Dude, that's that's a song.
That's great.
Hey, make sure you shout him out, man. Tag him, man. That's dope, man. I know he's from LA too, so
Noble
word?
life.
Okay.
the city. Yep. Represent. All right,
Yeah,
fellas.
You def cannot trust him because he's got braids and he's got the puff in the back. Like, and yeah.
Tragic, bruh. Tragic.
Watch the video, man. The video is hilarious.
Yeah, no, I watched it when you sent it.
All
It
right,
was
for
on
sure.
Twitter.
Say what's
Peace
up, bro. My
out.
bro's in the building.
What up?
Yo, you made it.
I know. I've been here for a minute. I've been listening to the podcast, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
Okay.
Oh, that's
We
what's up,
appreciate
man.
that, man.
Hey, why Jesse didn't get you on the podcast last time?
I don't know. You said something about I'm too ugly. I don't know. Something about
Oh, they both got the LA hats. Okay.
It's wildin'. Oh yeah, we represent both LA.
That's because dad whipped both of their.
Yeah,
You know what?
dad, yeah, we don't have. Hey, the NBA players have Stephen A. Smith. We have our dad. We have to report to. But all right, fellas, I'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Play this intro outro song. I got new heat coming out next week.
And then I listened to that Boris's song too that you posted on IG. I like that. That man is ready for the 2021 festivals too.
Hey, we're
Making that outside music.
We're gonna have to come with a joint collab and just put
Okay.
all those songs together, man. Shout out Boris.
All right.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.